Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mindcrack server. You may be asking, what the hell is this? Oh, there's some diamonds. Where the hell are we? Fair questions. I did some off-screen work, including strip mining until I found a geode, which was in an abandoned mineshaft here. I did die. Whole bunch of creepers blowing up around me consecutively. Not ideal. But we're all fine now. I've got some more items on the bounce. Honey block, glow lichen. As you can see there, I kept up my inventory just to show everyone. Got calcite, amethyst block. All that good stuff. So had some time not on camera and didn't want to bore the class. But I need to get these amethyst buds. And there's a cave spider spawner right nearby, as you might guess. Which is why they are ever so loud and in my brain places at all times. There were like a weird amount of amethyst buds. Yeah, so we completed this tab. Stone tab. That's done. Seed fungus on a stick and sculpt catalyst for redstone tab. Nether tab's done. Sand glass tab's done. Got a little more copper to go, but this is some annoying one. What freaking tab is... Yeah, terracotta and concrete done. Tools and weapons. Oh yeah, we need to do goats at some point. Jeez. Oh no, I have to learn how to do that. I'm obviously an idiot because, here I am clicking through. Probably nature and loot, right? No, does not appear to be nature and loot. Different amethyst shards. Like, I don't remember this being so difficult to find. It's not end items, wouldn't be ocean items. Manufactured items, no, wouldn't be in stone. Redstone and transport, nether items, sand and glass. Oh, it was here. There we go. Ah, it was above copper. I just was the blindest man alive. Medium amethyst bud. Any of these look medium. No small, large. What's a medium? This? No, that's large. That's very large, I guess. Large, small, cluster. Cluster. That's a medium up there, apparently. Okay. Hey. Done and dusted, sir. I was probably pulling down too quickly. Okay. Deep slate coal, normal gold. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. Alright. Time to get the fuck out of here. So I am done with it. Over it. Past it. Whatever you want to say about it. I'm done with it. All right, so we're gonna have a rant episode today. Everybody's favorite. Everybody loves a good rant episode. Today my rant's gonna be about. Well, let's have some diamonds going this way. Racists. So I had this conversation. I was talking. It was just on. It was on somebody's Twitch channel, and they're talking about TV shows. And I just mentioned anybody else watching Doctor Who right now. And somebody was like, "Oh, hey, let me check that out." And they're like, "Oh, huh? They really Disneyfied the Doctor, huh?" And I was like, "What does that mean?" And they're like, "Well, I mean, the Doctor used to be this fucking guy. The Doctor used to be, a white guy, and now he's a black queer guy. I mean, I'm sure Disney asked them to do that." And I haven't been able to stop thinking about that comment. That really pissed me off. And I think pisses me off more. This person was, I think, relatively young. I don't think they were probably a right-winger. I just think there's somebody that's fallen for... It really is the propaganda that you see, these rage bait YouTubers doing. And you also look at, hey, what's happening with, like, The Acolyte, which is the new Star Wars show? Oh, well, turns out the main character is a black woman, which is why it has a 3.9 on IMDb, which basically means, like, the most unwatchable, refuse you could ever see. And as much as we know that it's pathetically easy to review bomb IMDb, it's not like anybody ever... You can't prove that somebody watched something. Obviously, don't remember to get out of here, but I can just do some extemporaneous speaking, so that's fine. It's not like anybody ever has to prove they watch anything, and people review shit in IMDb before shit even comes out. And I think people are smart enough to know that IMDb is not a reputable source, although I will say it's a reputable source for things people don't care about. Because then you're going to get, things that aren't big in the public conscious that have significance. Because then you're going to get people that actually care about whatever show reviewing, or old stuff. Like, I don't know, if you went to... If you went to find a review of, like, I Love Lucy, I bet the IMDb ratings for your various episodes of I Love Lucy are probably pretty accurate, because, nobody's bothering to do that unless they're actually watching I Love Lucy or The Brady Bunch or... Well, fuck you. Okay, well, at least I got the diamonds. Oh, God. Hey. Chaos! I don't remember to get out of here. It wasn't in the mine shaft. I had to, like, go up a ridge. And this is one of the first things that I saw, I think. Which leads me to believe... And I've been down here, though, but maybe I'm missing something. Yeah, but a lot of aggregated services or people... IMDb ratings still carry sway. They still affect things, which is why people bother to do them. So let's get to the real question here. There's so many things to break down with saying that they Disneyfied the Doctor, but he's a queer black man now. There's so many different layers to that comment. So, first things first, not true. Disney did not cast Judy Gatwa. And I believe Russell T Davies when he says he auditioned everybody for the Doctor. The previous Doctor was a woman, and he said, you know, I want the Doctor to be a woman now. And while I would say, again, generally a good idea to just give the job to whoever does the best, the Doctor had never been a woman before, and that was a huge deal. And somebody had to break the ice. And he just said, fuck it, it's going to be us. So I think that was perfectly understandable. Because for almost all the other Doctors, they were only auditioning men. So, you know, if you had a problem with only auditioning women, why don't you have a problem with that? I'm no closer to finding a way out of here. So we're just doing some caving now. Cool. But this gets to, I think, deeper question. And you see, you know, Fox News trolls or internet trolls or people saying everything is bad because of DEI, which is supposed to be diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is just a way, like you know, how can we have a more diverse, you know, culture in our workplace, or respect and help, you know, people of color more and things like that. That's all it's about. But this has been used, with, of course, zero evidence by racists to say, well, you know, any person who's a minority hired for anything, I'm now questioning their qualifications because I think they only got the job because it was a DEI hire, or you're doing shows for DEI reasons. But here's the problem with what these people are saying, is that they will say this about literally anything, any show, any job, or so, where a white person, especially a white man, you know, isn't hired for a role or a job or anything or anything. They've found a way that they can cast, you know, they can cause people to doubt anybody who's not white's credibility by saying, oh, they only got the job because they're black. Or, this is a part I hadn't mentioned, but, oh, they only got the job because they're gay. Oh, you know, so it used to be, oh, we're not going to hire anybody for, you know, the past century. We're not going to hire you if you're gay. We're not, you know, the doctor's not going to be black. We're not even, you know, thinking about having a black person or any major role. Doctor's is a good one because it's, you know, a role that's always up for discussion. And the more that I'm turned around here, the more it becomes clear. I might just have to dig out of here, but I'm not quite about to give up. So now these people have started getting, you know, roles in places that has been denied them forever. And now the conversation's turned to, well, they only got that job because they're black. You know, they only cast Shooty Gatwa because Disney or whoever, you know, they're all woke and they're trying to, you know, reboot everything with black people. You know, they're taking your favorite... This is where I died, by the way. Your favorite Disney property, and it's making it woke now. Because... Oh, a dungeon. Nothing good. And they're coming for, you know, straight white men because they hate us for reason nobody's able to articulate. And it's pretty obvious what this is. If you're used to every story forever starring a straight white man, you're a straight white man. You know, I'm going to butcher the line. It's like, you know, equality for everybody else. Some idiots, it feels like to them that they're being shoved down. Yeah, like, to the privileged, equality feels like... Let me get this. Yeah, when you're accustomed to privilege, equality feels like oppression. And that's what some people are feeling. They're like, but is it the case that suddenly everything... Oh, your favorite... There's just no straight white men out there anymore. There's just... Oh, no. They're all gone. And for years, there was only, you know, one show or movie a year that starred a black person, and, you know, they happily watched the movies starring white people. But, oh, suddenly, you know, now one of those movies is going to star a black person, and, you know, us white people have to watch this movie. I'm under the ocean, dude. Fuck. How did I get here? I don't know. And some people, they're like, oh, God. But it's so insidious because it works for anything. Like, the only way people won't claim DEI, you know, guess another, you know, DEI hire is if the cast is all white for a show. If it's all white, then we're good. You know, or maybe they have, you know, one black friend. We're used to, you know, the main character having their you know, one black friend who's never the main character in the show, because this is how it's worked for 60 years. And what? Oh yeah, I was supposed to watch a Star Wars where, you know, the main character isn't, you know, Luke Skywalker, where I map my power fantasies onto him, and, you know, suddenly it's a black woman and I'm supposed to be okay with that. You know, Star Wars is for me. Star Wars was me, Luke Skywalker. I was, you know, that's what Star Wars is. It's not for everybody, it's for me. So it's just, it's so evil. It's like the devil, you know, whispering on your shoulder, saying, oh, but haven't they Disney-fied the Doctor? And look, there is a lot of shit that you can criticize Disney for. Having monopolies, not, you know, treating their, you know, behavior during the writer's strike. Things like ESPN's coverage of sport just not being good. Not because they're talking about, you know, real issues or anything like that, just because it's just not good. So many things you can criticize Disney for that are real complaints, and your complaint is instead that they want to tell stories about non-white people. Like, how fucking pathetic. And again, as I said, the problem is that line works for anything ever in the future not starring a white guy. You can just say, well, haha, and if I, you know, review bomb IMDb about The Acolyte, that creates... Now, I've not seen the first few episodes of The Acolyte or whatever, and, you know, considering Disney's Star Wars track record, it's probably mid. And it's probably mid for reasons that have nothing to do with the main character. It's just mid. We see this again and again, like the black woman villain in Obi-Wan. Everyone, hated her. And to a level that I don't think they would have if she was, a white dude. And just all this shit. All this shit. Yeah, I obviously do not know how to leave this place. Quite clearly. So then the other question is, why is this working? Is it because so many white people are racist? Well, there are a lot of them out there, whether they admit it or not, who are racist or, keep saying racist things and make you scratch your head and wonder how this person could behave this way. But I don't think that's true. I don't think most of the people that are falling for this are racist. I bet that guy who said, they're Disney-fying the Doctor, I don't think he's probably a MAGA conservative, who's wearing Trump hats and saying, Trump for president for life. Don't think so. I mean, he's pretty young, and I'm not sure this guy was even American. But what happens is, us in the developed world are suffering from an epidemic of loneliness created by our own making. I'm going to talk a little bit about this. It used to be. Yeah, I'm just gonna dig up. I have another choice. Oh, Lord. I mean, I heard these people. I didn't think they'd be right fucking here. And also help me get to the surface. Okay, look, mobs. I can't talk about the epidemic of loneliness in an environment like this. Jesus H. Christ. Jesus H. Christ. Look at these fucking people. Somehow I hear yet another skeleton. Okay. There's another geode. Whoop-de-doo. Congrats on winning your war against the skeletons. I was rooting for you. Down with the skeletons. Yeah, so I was going to say, why does this insidiousness work? It's because we live in... Oh, God. My mouse hung up there for a minute. Yeah, see, I think we're just this way. Cross my heart. That's the roofed forest we visited a few times. I mean, let's just make sure. We've had enough misadventures, haven't we? And I'll complete my point here about why the racists are able to trick people to subscribe to these ideologies. I'm gonna keep moving here before I get gonzoed by this man. Yep, -7482. Yep, I knew it. We're going the right way. So why does it work? I feel like for thousands of years, humans, in order to, stay alive, mainly, we always had to work. Seems kind of like an insane thing to say, but it's true. We always had to work. We always had to busy ourselves. We had to be part of a tribe or a community, of the people around us, like him or not. That was the gig, being humans. And you had to work with the people around you in order to work together and survive. But now, and then even through the end of the 1900s, that was still largely the case. People lived in their neighborhoods. They worked, small tight-knit communities. Everybody went to school together, and you had to go to gym class and what have you, all these with different people, learn about different things. And this was all positive, I think. This was all good for society. Get rid of the shit. We'll talk about this in a minute. But now with the advent of the internet and the ease of modern life, two things we don't feel fulfilled anymore. I'm not saying I'm glad I have a computer desk job. But if you ever actually, do a little bit of physical work, you get those endorphins pumping, and it does make you feel good. Right? Where did I plant the beets? Or is this fucker... Have you fucked me, farmer? He might have fucked me. Oh god, there's still one thing of beets. Praise the Lord. So now, why go outside? Why risk embarrassment? Why risk humiliation, asking that girl out or doing all this when it's just so easy to stay at home on the internet? And again, this is coming from a man who is on the internet all the goddamn time. But I do things with people I know in the real world because... Oh my god. Need 6 beets for... Well, but I have that. Why don't I have the recipe? We did it, Reddit. Listen, I'm introducing variety into your crop, okay? I'm giving you beets. New crop. Replant. But now you can just stay at home. And, if you used to have to go out and, talk to people or get in a relationship, well, now you can just look at photos on the internet. And listen, there are great things about being online. It allows you to connect more easily with people who have very niche hobbies or things like that, like the 10 people who still care about Mindcrack in the entire globe. I know those 10 people. I'm one of those 10 people. It's wonderful. The other thing I did is I also waited for an hour with the sniffer. Hung out with the sniffer. 3 times he gave me the pitcher pod. It was a 50-50 chance. I'm like, oh my god. He like did a sniff every 10 minutes. Just my luck. Kept giving me the fucking pitcher pod. He finally gave me torch flower seeds. What a lovely day. But, you know, people feel unfulfilled. And you're at home on the internet, and I think like it's a big strat because the people that frustrate me the most are the people who it's impossible to get them to do anything. Very cool. Very cool. Done it. Because and I've tried a few times where people don't see the messages or whatever, but invite people places. When I get invited places, I generally go and have a good time, and I talk about the board game group and things like that. So what happens? And then men, I think, it's harder for us to have serious emotional relationships with people than it is with women. That's one thing that women are better at us at then. They're better at us. They're better than us at that. There you go. That's why we don't have relationships, because we can't fucking talk. So, there's all these lonely men out there. And it's seductive. It's seductive because it's the allure of I can just stay at home and play video games, or I can just stay at home and read. You don't think I'm coming for video games here. Some people, they'd rather stay at home and read than, go out there in the world. And did people used to have social anxiety back, 400 years ago? I'm sure some people did. But what hurts social anxiety even more? Not going out there. The more if you have social anxiety that you stay by yourself, like the only cure is, therapy. Therapy is good. We love therapy here. We're a pro therapy Minecraft YouTube series. Fuck you, skeleton. Not therapists. But you have to wonder. Anything happening on with copper? These copper blocks been exposed yet? No. So yeah, you're waxed weathered. We have oxidized. Is that one? Yeah, this shit takes forever, dude. This shit takes forever. I mean, what else can we do? We need to do a big mining stream. We need to go to a drowned farm. I'll open banner patterns. But, or, some people say, I just rewatch my favorite shows over and over again. Why go out to the movie theater and get faced with something that you might not like? Or not love, or it might challenge you when you can just watch the same shit over and over again. You can just read The Office and Harry Potter and watch Friends again. And, I'm not saying don't rewatch things, but I'm not a big rewatcher because there's so much great things going on right now. Yeah, and listen, I'm not a perfect example of this. It's hard for me sometimes, and I'm still, I'm still nervous about things like this, and something I continually have to grow and work on. But I think so much of the struggle in modern life is it's so easy to just do what's familiar to you, so easy to just stand back. Oh, it needs the heads. So we can do paper and oxide easy though. Paper and brick, okay. Fucking mob heads. How do those people even get it in the 20? I mean, I know how you get it, but fuck. But that's the struggle. The getting out of your comfort zone, living a motivated a motivated life or not. And so many people, I think, and look, I get it. The world is scary. The world is hard. There are a lot of bad things always going on in the world, but there's the honey block that I got. Oh, this one I did save for whatever reason. Slime block. Ta-da. But it's like, just get out there. Get out into the world. It's pretty great. Most people are wonderful. Only needs a 4x4. I always forget what's a 4x4 and what's not. Is this bedrock only? I'm not crazy. I'm looking at this recipe on the wiki. Yes, this is a bedrock only, and it seems that the vine is as well. So we need creeper head, wither skeleton skull, enchanted golden apple. So I could only make the oxide daisy one. Okay, that's fine. So you may be asking, okay, Gardax, what does all this have to do with people falling for racist bullshit? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Because I'm here to tell you exactly what that has to do with people falling for racist bullshit. And it means you have a lot of people, especially kids, people who are digital natives who don't know how to, go out with other people. So again, especially men who are worse at this, who are sitting home alone. They don't feel motivated. They feel depressed. And then a little voice. It's literally just like the devil on your shoulder appears. And what does the devil on your shoulder say? It says, "Well, there's a reason for that. Don't you know? There's a reason. It's because there are people out there who don't like you as a white man. And hey, we found one example of this. Isn't that for everybody? Haven't you noticed that all these action movies used to be about white men?" Oh, fuck off. Gave him a little Boston there. Fucking Boston, God. Worst city in America. But that's what you start to think. You start to think, hey, let me just confirm I'm going the right way back to the Blue Forest. They say, isn't that... And haven't you noticed that there's all these things nowadays that are, look at, Star Wars used to be Luke Skywalker, and then they had a woman, and it wasn't very good, was it? The woman in Star Wars was pretty bad. The sequels weren't very good, I don't think that Daisy Ridley was very good. Now there's this new show, and they have Ashoka, and that's a woman, and they have a black woman, and Acolyte. Look what oh man, it isn't very good, but it's because... And it gives people an explanation. It gives these... Actually, I don't even need to go to work for it, because I just need orb fungus. Goodbye. It's an explanation for why everything feels so wrong. They say because it used to be different. It used to be for you, but now You know, they're taking it away from you. You can't get into the college you want, but I bet a black person could. And look at Disney. I mean, do they even care about it anymore? Oh, they just, they Disney-fied everything. Oh, now Acolyte's about a black woman, and now the Doctor's a black man, and we can say, they auditioned everybody. They auditioned people of every race and sexuality, and we're just supposed to believe that Ncuti Gatwa was the best person for the job. No, I bet it was some, DEI Make-A-Wish shit, He doesn't deserve it. You deserve it. And the feelings that you feel have blame. That's what people really love, blame. And this isn't specifically a right-wing thing. Look at the left wing. Even in Credence, they blame it's all the billionaires. The climate crisis is caused by 10 companies. If we, killed those billionaires, they're the people that are keeping us down. It's them. But who's causing the climate crisis? You're writing this from, and you're writing this from like a coffee shop on a MacBook. And you take flights all the time and all this other stuff that creates all these carbon emissions, but that's just you. I don't have to think about my consumerist behavior if I can blame it on every billionaire. Not that there isn't any blame to go to billionaires, but it's a lot easier if I'm if I'm off the hook, right? So much easier. That's never what we want to do. That's funny. It's never our fault, because how could it be? How could it ever be my fault? I mean, isn't that the case anytime you've done something wrong or fucked up at work or in your life? Well, it was their fault. Obviously. Deny, deflect, deflect. So, Gardax, what do you want us to do about all this? I'm glad you asked. First of all, I don't think this applies to anybody who's going to be watching this video, because I know everybody personally who's going to be still watching this video. But let's say you randomly came across it, or you're some insane archivist 35 years from now who's watching and logging every single video ever recorded on the great Mindcrack server and trying to find more information about these mysterious groups of people, and you're watching this years later. Don't fall for this racist bullshit. Yay. Don't believe... Yeah, well, what is the globe pattern? That anytime there's a show that isn't just about fucking white people, straight white people, that's because I need to trade with a master level cartographer to get the globe pattern. Okay. Not craftable. Fine. Think what to do next. Well, we can trade with the cartographer. Ooh, we don't have just snow. We can do that as I finish my conversation. There's snow over here. Yeah, don't fall for that. Just don't fall for it. And evaluate something on its own merits. And I really don't think that we're in this thing where all your favorite characters are getting replaced. Just not happening. Just not happening. Okay? Does that mean that every single thing's going to be good? No. Do I think that, J.K. Rowling, who's obviously a bigot and hates trans people, she's like, yeah, sure, her Hermione was black. Like, no, she wasn't. Like, we don't need to lie about stuff like this. That doesn't mean that a black person couldn't potentially play Hermione in an adaptation, especially on theater, because, that's theater works like that. I don't think there's anything, like, intrinsic about Hermione's whiteness that's important to her character. Don't think so. But, I mean, she's definitely white in the books. That's the kind of little fodder that gets preyed upon by, these devil on your shoulder types. But, the Doctor always changes every few years. If you want the Doctor to be a straight white dude, you've got, 57 years of content to go watch and read. Think you're covered. All these people in Star Wars, these are all new characters. Isn't that what you always say? Give us new characters. Don't make Thor a woman. Make new characters. You make new characters, people don't like that either, because that's never the answer. It's just moving goalposts. How do you make fucking snow? This is why I haven't done it yet. So don't fall for that. Evaluate art on its own merits. Don't get caught up in the culture war. Something like that Velma TV show can be fucking terrible. It's not because Velma's Indian now, it's just because it's fucking terrible. That's not why. And Acolyte's probably just mid. And the new season of Doctor Who's been pretty good, and Ncuti Gatwa, you can still say Ncuti, I think, and not get canceled, because Ncuti himself thought his name was Ncuti until his mom phoned him up and said, that's not what I named my son. Your name's fucking Ncuti. That's 3 snow blocks. It gives you 6 snow slabs. Okay. Yeah, that's hysterical. He's been awesome. And brief comment, penultimate episode, The Legend of Ruby Sunday, spoilers. It was classic RTD. It was a little too jam-packed. There was a lot going on, but it was tense and exciting. And the return of Sutek, the Destroyer, after 49 years as the villain, one of the most famous one-off villains of all time, from the Pyramids of Mars, which I rewatched that story, and it slapped, by the way. That holds up. That's got to be one of the best classic stories. Pyramids of Mars owns, I tell you. There's a crap table here because I have another room in inventory. It's exciting. And Gatwa was great. It's just a shame these seasons are only 8 episodes, but it's been a really fun season of Doctor Who that's dealt with some really big, complex themes. I think the episodes have honestly been more different week to week than maybe we've ever seen. We had a fun romp in, Regency, where the Doctor had a queer romance with Jonathan Groff, and man, those two's chemistry was, electric chemistry. And, to had the episode I talked about that was, surprise, it's about racism, but done in such a smart, skilled way. The masterpiece, I think, being 73 yards, which is all about Ruby and her fear of abandonment, and just almost like living through this nightmare, but being able to turn and use it for positive good. It's been a great season. So evaluate art on its own merits, and no, straight white boys. Nobody's coming to get you. Just everybody else is coming to get their fair share, and that means us straight white men are gonna have to stop gorging ourselves and controlling the narrative. Because there's a hell of a lot more people than just us in this world. And my other piece of advice is, people say touch grass. Don't touch grass. Do something. Don't rewatch the same thing. Watch movie, or like potentially form a late night movie club with your friends where you all watch different movies and broaden each other's horizons. I wonder who's doing that. Or, go to a game instead of watching it on TV. I just say, there was a quote about, one guy posted, is people posting like their Uber scores, because like the Utah hockey team was asking people for their Uber scores, and they posted that they had used Uber Eats, which I don't know how long Uber Eats has been around, but not that long, over 1,333 times they'd ordered an Uber Eats. I have never in my life used Uber Eats or DoorDash, and I don't think I ever will. And, there was a quote about it. It was like, this guy's, it was like a famous writer or something. He's like, oh, I'll just go down and get a stamp. It's like, what are you doing? Like, we were made as humans to just go out there. So don't order DoorDash. Sorry, DoorDash drivers, good. Get off your ass and do your own fucking work. Just get in society. Remember what it's like to be in society, because people are wonderful. They really are. People are really wonderful, and there's so many great experiences that you can have. Who knows? Who knows? Get out there. Just live just a little. Just a little. That's all. So, there you go. And to all the people that, think that they're, badasses by review bombing, we're all very impressed. All right, it's 12:43. See what we got. Yeah, I mean, next time, I guess, Anvil, track down some mycelium, I guess. Fuck. These last ones are rough. Go to the trading hall, find a cartographer, I guess. Might have to do a mining stream. Anyway, 12:43. April 27th, Treaty of Bordeaux. King Louis IX, Saint Louis IX, King Henry III agreed a truce that ends the Sing-Tong War. Does not stop ongoing clashes between France and England. And Siege of Viterbo, Emperor Frederick II besieges Viterbo on request of the rebel citizens. Fencer will set fire to siege towers after signing a peace treaty. Frederick is persuaded to withdraw his army. June 12th, the Crusader force under Balian III, Lord of Beirut, captures Tyre after a long siege. Tyre. Baron seized Citadel on July 10th, the help of Alice, Queen of Cyprus. Mongol Empire, let's go, not Europe. Wow, DEI have to talk about the Mongols too, I guess. Only one of the greatest empires in history, but I mean, come on, I can't believe they Disney-fied history. Battle of Kosedaeg, who knows? Kose, there's umlauts. No. The Mongols under Baiju Noyan defeat the Seljuk Turks, the Sultanate of Rum. Seljuks and the Empire of Trebizond become vassals of the Mongols. Can't keep a good Mongol down. All right, we're getting near the end. We're getting near the end. Got green eyes. All right, everyone. Really appreciate you watching. See you next time.